Hello and welcome to her cohort series, an expert led series for women entrepreneurs who wish to start a new business or scale it to the next level. Today, we have Yogesh Thanage, a cybersecurity expert who has helped many businesses safeguard themselves and their data in the current digital era. Welcome, Yogesh.
Thank you, Neha. It's great being here, and good evening, everyone.
Could you just start off with telling us a bit about yourself and your business?
Okay, so unlike she has said, I'm a cybersecurity expert, and I'm being certified with many global certification of cybersecurity. Uh, I've been working since last 16 years into field of cybersecurity, and I have worked both public as well as private sector. And to name a few certification, I am a certified ethical hacker, certified incident handler, forensic investigator, ISO 27001, which is a standard for information security. I am also a lead auditor for that. And Shellstrong is a cybersecurity startup I'm looking into. We have clients from, again, and like I said, both from public as well as private sectors, and from different, you can say, specialization like IT, manufacturing, fashion, tours and travels, uh, medical. So I think whoever is using computers, whoever's are exposed to this cyberspace, all are our clients in Salesforce.
Okay, great, good to know that. Can you just start with, say, need and importance of cybersecurity consultants in current age?
So I think cybersecurity is nothing new. Every day, I think via newspaper like print media, digital media, or TV media, you keep on listening to different aspect of cyber security. Either it is like government bringing new regulations, or there are certain cyber attacks which are which are being
Hmm.
keep on going everywhere,
Hmm.
all around us, and it is having a very global scenarios that way.
Hmm.
So cybersecurity has been known, or probably heard, or probably felt by many individuals as well as businesses.
Hmm.
And if you ask me the need, it is as good as the need of a survival. If we look at, like, whenever it comes to a security, why do we require a security is first of all a question is,
Hmm.
and the security is mainly is directly towards the survival of any entity.
Hmm.
Now every individual as well as businesses are actually operating in two different world. One is physical world and one is virtual. I think even we are now currently connected to
Absolutely.
all our viewers and also each other through virtual world.
Correct.
So while operating in physical world, many people do follow the proper security practices. Even they have the, I will say, seriousness of thinking of security. Like, take an
Hmm.
example, if we are going to any place, even to have a food, even to travel, or even to stay, we do have a security concern, and that is a, I will say, by default it is there.
Hmm.
But when
Hmm.
it comes to a cyber world, that particular security concern is most of the time have been found missing. And
Hmm.
as the cyber security, because of the cyber security, even the globally we can get connected,
Hmm.
we also need to understand this is a, cyberspace is a power through which we can actually leverage our business, our own self growth at very high rate.
Hmm.
But at the same time, we also need to take care of the security, because we also getting exposed to the major threats compared to physical world. As we are
Hmm.
exposing ourselves to wider audience through cyberspace, in the similar way we are also getting exposed to the attackers also worldwide. And
Hmm.
that way, I think, unlike always give an example, like it's like a racing car. You can do the things more faster,
Hmm.
but you should have a control, and at the same time you should know how to properly drive it. Same thing about cyberspace, that while using cyberspace for different type of things that we do in our businesses, also in our daily routine, we need
Hmm.
to know how to have it securely, safely, in the absence of which we have seen that many people are being victimized, or the things are happening with their
Hmm.
businesses in terms of cybersecurity. So that way, I think the cybersecurity become like, if you want to survive on cyberspace, if you want to grow on cyberspace, definitely, like, you need a cybersecurity.
Okay. Okay. So also one, because you spoke about businesses being surviving on cyberspace and even scaling up, it is a big thing. So there is also this mentality that not all small businesses need security. It is only about something that big five Fortune 500 companies that need to worry about it. How true is that in your experience?
Actually, when it comes to, when we are speaking about the survival and the security aspect, it is the survival of the fittest. Now, as an attacker will always choose a soft target over a hard targets, because at the hard targets you need to spend more time, energy, and everything. Now people feel like I don't have anything. I'll tell you an example. I met my, one of the friend, like a school friend. Now he's an also entrepreneur, and he runs a small IT company. So I had asked him out of curiosity, what do you do? Because IT is an asset for you. So he's like, yeah, I don't have anything to protect. All my data belongs to my clients. I have not something which I need to protect, and I have intellectual property as such to be protected. And after I think after 7 to 8 months, he called me back and said that, my there is a one of very my you can say Fortune 500 client, and as per our agreement, I was supposed to keep everything private, or privacy should be maintained by us. And one of our employee leaked those project documents, and we are in big trouble. So the
Oh,
thing is, it is not only the big companies who require it. And when it comes to a cybersecurity, definitely use of digitalization, like we are using, so we are in the era of digitalization. So digitalization and the network, where through cyberspace like internet we are getting connected, our speed of execution of everything has increased. And again, for attacker also, spending, like, if you check the Fortune 500 companies, they have a budget for cybersecurity. They keep like
right.
1 to 3% of budget only for cybersecurity. And whereas the, you can say, startup or the new entrant or the small businesses, don't think much about cybersecurity. And because of that, they don't do something proactively. They are more, I will say, vulnerable target for cyber attacks. And nowadays, what we have seen, that cyber attackers are choosing, and small businesses. And how do they come
Okay.
to know about your business? Definitely through your website, your digital presence. You do the digital marketing and all these things. Once they know that you are you are the new, and then probably that you would have spent something to build a cybersecurity is less, they are being more targeted. So imagine,
Okay.
an architect having, very like 2 to 3 employees. He's been targeted for ransomware attack.
Oh,
So that way, and all his data has been encrypted, and he has some project to be delivered, and it was a huge business impact that he has suffered. So even
okay.
though it was just a team of 3 to 4 people, and still they have been targeted. And that target, like, they have been targeted properly, like, there, it was not something they have been fall into a trap. It is like the trap has been set for them. So that way, taking this thing as a granted, that we are very small, and people will not bother us, we will go after big, big clients or big shops or something like that. It's not like that. The Fortune 500 companies do have something in place to defend themselves, and because of that, probably nowadays attackers are moving towards the, I will say, more vulnerable targets, like small and
Okay.
medium.
Okay. Okay. Interesting to know. Now, because you were saying that it is always better to be proactive, as a new business owner, what are the things that I should focus on when dealing with maybe the customer database or otherwise also while running my business? What are the things that I should remember?
Yeah, there are actually different things from government compliance point of view. I'll tell you here. So let's start with government compliance. So let's say if your business is collecting customer information, which is sensitive information. So if you want to know what is sensitive information, sensitive personal information is, I think you can check the Information Technology Act, section 43A, which
Okay.
speaks about this. And government itself says that if you are a body corporate, and if you are collecting, processing, handling any sensitive personal information, then you should have a reasonable security practices in place. If
Okay.
you may, for cybersecurity, reasonable security practices for cybersecurity. So if you don't have those, and something goes wrong, and the attacker attacks and steal your database which contains the sensitive personal information, then your customer can go in a court of law and ask for a compensation from the business owners. So
Okay.
that is a huge thing in terms of compliance, that you should at least have a reasonable security practice. Now you may ask, what is sensitive personal information? So as per
Hmm.
the definition, medical history, financial
Hmm.
records,
Hmm.
and sexual orientations,
Hmm.
psychological records. So
Hmm.
all this information which is highly confidential for individuals
Hmm.
is being treated as a sensitive personal information. Now, many people
Okay.
are nowadays coming forward and also having their business in e-commerce, so they fall
Hmm.
under this having this financial record to be secured.
Hmm. Hmm.
And those who are into anywhere related to medical field, they have to take care of whatever the data that they are collecting for their end
Hmm.
users, whether their illness, whether what kind of medicines they are having, and all these things. Again, that is a very sensitive information. Even sexual
Hmm.
orientation, for that sake, if the customer is being categorized on that front also, and you are asking your customer to give that information, will be a sensitive personal information. So by law, you have to protect all this information. Now, what about the other information?
Hmm.
So that way, whenever you are collecting any information, whether it's a customer information, whether it's your own information which you generate through your business operations, most of the time it has been kept in the database. Either it is locally hosted, or it is hosted somewhere on the cloud or some third
Hmm.
party infrastructure.
Hmm.
So here I'll suggest that rather than you wait to check whether your database is securely kept or not, there
Hmm.
is a concept we generally use in cybersecurity, which is called as a VAPT, which is vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. So what we
Okay.
do, rather than somebody attack and try to exploit the information or the weaknesses that your system has, you give this particular assignment to professional hackers
Hmm.
with permission, and then they conduct all type of attack on your infrastructure, your business
Hmm.
network, your servers, and then they find out, okay, these are the different ways through which it can be reached till the database and it can be stolen. Once you know that, okay, these are the weaknesses which are still there in the
Hmm.
existing platform of yours, whether it could be a network, it could be a website, it could be a web application that you are providing, anything
Hmm.
which is like exposed to the external or you can say world or external network,
Hmm.
you will, so they will give a report with that these are the findings and this is the way you should make it secure, so that even though somebody trying to come into, they will not be able to successful. So it is same like currently the pandemic situation. We need to
Hmm.
have something in place so that the COVID will not catch us, and that something is nothing but a vaccine.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
again, vaccine, that there is not a one single vaccine that once you will have it and you will never, you will be
Hmm.
completely immune for everything. So same
Correct.
thing, what we generally suggest to business owners, that whenever you are having good IT systems that you are using in your business, so network
Hmm.
servers, other things, or otherwise also,
Hmm.
you once in a year at least, you should have this testing to be done, which we call
Okay.
as a VAP. So you understand yourself that, okay, we are weak here, we are we are, and we are, and how we should overcome that weakness, because every new day there will be a new vulnerabilities, exploits, which
Correct.
these security researcher also and attacker are finding out. You would be wondering that we are, we, even though we have purchased Windows operating system or other, like even for mobile,
Hmm.
even monthly we are getting some updates, security updates.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
these updates are more of a security updates, to be honest, because all the functionalities are still in place, but still the softwares have some weaknesses, and these weaknesses has been found either by the security researcher or an attacker, and
Hmm.
then software developer make a patch for it, that okay, this is a weakness we have found out and we have to patch it up. So
Okay.
these things are keep on going, so improvement towards security will keep on happening. That's why I'm like, it's been a regular affair that you can have a VAPT of your infrastructure, you will understand how strong it is,
Hmm.
and that way, if you are already tested the, you can say, resilience of your system, IT systems,
Hmm.
you are in a better position to protect yourself. So even though you are being
Correct.
exposed to an external attack,
Hmm.
the chances of your survival is very high in that case.
Right. 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 Yeah, I always wondered what this patch came. Every time there was an update, it said there is a patch for this, and I was always wondered what is this patch.
And you will find no functionality has been changed. Everything is similar. But the why
Correct.
this patch is there? It is, I think, most of, like, almost 70 to 80% updates are for security reasons.
Okay, okay, good to know that. Um, the other question is like while we were talking about the website and the database and things like that, so something that is there on the cloud or the server. But how would I know if my computer has been hacked? Because we have been hearing about cases of that as well.
Okay. So yeah, so there is a I've seen this different generation of attackers, especially these hackers who like to
Hmm.
have an remote access to your system. So in the era of like 2005 to 2010, the people used to hack into a system and they used to trouble the user of that system by deleting
Hmm.
their files or uninstalling their softwares and all these
Hmm.
things.
Hmm. Hmm.
After, you can say, from 2010 to 2015, I have seen a type of hacker. They used to hack into your system, take an access of your email or your chatting applications, and they will probably try to send some offensive message to your friends or your contacts. So they will
Hmm.
try to create trouble like that. After that, I have seen like from 15 till 20, like 2015 till 20, I've seen the hackers that they will hack into your system and they will say, okay, now and they will try to get all the credentials of your social
Hmm. Hmm.
network, your other accounts, and they're like, if you want the access back, then you need to pay XYZ sum.
Hmm.
And now in current era, like after 2020, and it has been seen that most of the attackers will hack into your system and they will stay as silent as they can, so the user
Hmm.
of the system will never understand the system is compromised. And
Hmm.
doing that, they will completely spy on what exactly the user is doing. So if you are a
Hmm.
business owner, they will understand, okay, you are also running a business. You're
Hmm.
also, so your transactions, your financial transactions are these. So they keep on monitoring, they will keep on mining that data. They will extract all that information, which is very valuable, and they will put it for a sale online. So the other fraudsters will purchase that data and have a targeted attack on your business. So it could be your
Okay.
entire email box, it could be your data, which is personal data. They will also
Hmm.
profile you through your browsing habits, because they are completely have an control and they will monitor what exactly you are doing. So they will not bother the user by any way that
Hmm.
they will be alert to know that they have been hacked. So that is one thing. And nowadays, what we have seen, these attacks are not only to your desktop or laptops, it is also going to your mobiles. Now, the
Hmm.
only way to understand whether your system is compromised or not is either your internet usage. So you need to keep on monitoring your internet usage. And when it is mainly being hacked, you will find there is a huge surge in the upload data rather than download, because whoever is going to hack into your system is going to
Hmm.
extract the data. This is nothing but the data is being
Hmm.
uploaded from your system to his system. So
Hmm.
there
Hmm.
will
Hmm.
be a huge surge on the upload of your data
Okay.
in comparison with the previous months. And until and otherwise, like you have uploaded or you are doing something
Hmm.
which requires a huge uploading.
Okay. Okay.
Secondly, for your mobile phones, if they have been compromised, they will start. So the battery will start draining very fast.
Hmm.
Also, again, the mobile upload data will be increased. So you will
Okay.
exhaust your daily mobile data also.
Okay.
And third is like your mobile will start getting like more hotter, like it will get
Hmm.
more,
Hmm.
it will, and this time it will actually produce more heat.
Okay.
And through these signals, probably you will have some suspicion that there's something is wrong with my phone. That will also get slow, like hacking also make your system slower also. But sometimes it is not always like, if your system start behaving so that you should not conclude that it has been hacked. So you can probably have some softwares which can help you identify if something is wrong with you, and that is being generally called as antivirus and firewalls. So one should always have those in place. Even for mobile phones, people should install an antivirus and firewall, which will definitely help their mobile as well as their desktop laptops to be secured. So these are the symptoms, and also I've told you that what should be done to check whether they have been compromised or not.
Right. Right. So now, say, assuming that my business is or my laptop is hacked, and I have figured it out that okay, something is wrong. So, what are the next steps? What should I do?
So if you are pretty sure that something is really wrong, and the control is not actually with you and someone is trying to
Hmm.
play it around, so
Hmm.
first thing you should do, that you should disconnect your machine, like whether it's a laptop or mobile, entirely from the network. That means you will not connect to the internet at all. So that
Okay.
way you will disconnect the remote access at your end.
Hmm. Hmm.
But does the matter ends here? No. After
Hmm.
that, you need to find out how exactly the person was able to come into your system, what is the root cause of that. And
Hmm.
also, if he has planted any malware in your system, whether because you might disconnect, probably for that particular period of time, the that hacking will not in place, or that will not be operational. But as soon as you connect back to the internet, all your activities will be gathered and uploaded to the hacker server.
Hmm.
So that
Hmm.
way, you need to also find out the different malwares that the hackers have planted, and also the ports the hacker has opened
Okay.
to remotely access your system. So you need to actually desanitize, or I'll say sanitize your system entirely, and then have a clean install, find out the root cause, and then also, if you have suffered any losses, you should also report that to the local police authorities, that something
Hmm.
has happened to your system and this is how you have suffered. Because there are also cases where the people computers has been hacked and their computer has been used as a tool to attack somebody else's computer. So in
Oh,
that case,
okay.
you came to know, okay, your computer was hacked, and you're just ignoring that. It is not a good sign. You should report it, so that your
Hmm.
liability for that particular time is actually is nil. If you don't report, and then it will become very difficult for you to prove that, okay, my system was hacked, and
Ah.
because of that I did not had a control, and probably my system, because hackers are also to cover their traces, like to cover
Hmm. Hmm.
their you can say, all the evidences, they will use
Hmm.
somebody else's computer. So that way, first, unless you disconnect your computer from internet, find out the root cause, scan your computer for malware, and also in serious cases you should report.
Okay, okay. These are really good points to remember, because many a times we keep reading about some system being hacked and we see that okay, some Fortune 500 company did not report. So then people easily assume that okay, we are not supposed to be reporting this. We are just supposed to be keeping quiet about it.
No, especially on the reporting part, it is just like we all have grown, like human race has grown till date by sharing the incidences that we have been coming across. Not
Hmm,
everybody
hmm.
will have all type of incidences. As we
Correct.
share those incidences, it is not only that we are making everybody aware, and the probability that the people will fall victim to the same incident become less.
Hmm,
So,
hmm,
like most of the time, the companies, because of their stock prices and other things, they
hmm.
probably don't want to disclose such information. But eventually, the attackers do disclose it, and they don't have any other thing. But then
Correct.
they have a very strong legal prosecutions from government itself for not disclosing such things. So, I think whenever such things happens and it is having a good impact on your business or on your personal, I will say, life, you should report it. And it is not always that it will come and will have some effect to your image or your business reputation.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. Correct, correct. Good points, Ryan. And especially now with everything going Internet of Things, where everything is connected to the internet, it is even more important to be vigilant and remember these things.
Yes. So those who want to just report anonymously, they can go to cybercrime.gov.in, and there is also an
Okay.
option to report anonymously. So that way, at least that reporting happens. And also, there is a one body called Computer Emergency Response Team (CERT-IN) by Government of India, which operates under Ministry of Home Affairs. They are also helping people who have been facing such cyber attacks to not only people, also the businesses, to come out of it. And they also keep the data very confidential. They don't disclose that who is been victimized, and also the reputation loss of the businesses has been taken care by government.
Okay, okay. Good, good. So now that we have spoken about all the heavy duty things, people usually always wonder that, okay, this sounds very expensive. So I shouldn't even consider it. So can you just give an overview about like what is the kind of investment that a business would be making in this for their long term security?
I will again say it is not more than 5% of what you otherwise spend. I have seen people spending very heavily on the advertisement and many other aspect of the business. Definitely their intention is to grow, but you will grow only when you will survive. Imagine one cyber attack and your business is entirely uprooted. Imagine one cyber attack and your customers are claiming a damages against you because you could not protect their data. So that way, I feel the investment in cybersecurity is more of I will say, a must do thing rather than to be avoided only for the sake of being very you can say costly. And to be honest, it is not so costly. So
Hmm.
again, like give an example of Shellstrong itself. Most of our client are coming to Shellstrong to seek services after they have faced some situation where they have lost a good amount of money. And when they ask that, okay, what we should have been, what should we should have been in place to have this secured. So the cost of that in comparison, so cost of recovery is way higher than the cost of protection. So imagine they would have lost, let's say, 1 lakh of rupees. Probably for that they would have just need to have you can say 5 to 10,000 spent to protect themselves. And so that way I think I don't see there should be any other choice to just ignore that we should not do a cybersecurity only because it is so costly. It is not so costly. It becomes I will not say it becomes costly. The more you have an internet and digitalization in your business,
Huh.
the way it will scale up. So if you're a small company, for your company it could be just a 5 to 10,000 of it. If you are a
Okay.
bigger company, then it would increase. So, but that way it will be definitely just to 5 to 10, maximum 10% of
Hmm.
your overall expenditure. But that is also mainly for those who are heavily into the data.
Correct, correct. Actually, like the way you explained it, it reminded me that okay, it's either you take a health insurance beforehand or you wait for yourself to fall sick
The
and get
same like
admitted and
you
then
can
pay
take a
tax.
vaccine, probably paid vaccine for 500 rupees, and if you don't have it, you get
Hmm.
let's say you get infected and still you have a good immunity, but still you need to go for testing and other
Correct.
medication, and probably and then you end up spending probably 50,000 rupees for all those things. And then you realize,
Absolutely.
okay, 500 rupees vaccine would have saved your day. So same like that, it is. So it is nothing different than the other security aspect that we take,
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
we spend over, to be honest.
Absolutely, absolutely. It was really enlightening. It was definitely enlightening for me. I'm sure my audiences would also appreciate the information that you have shared, and it will definitely help a lot of businesses that are just opening up or maybe planning to scale to understand the importance of cybersecurity and move towards that. Thank you so much for spending your time, Mr. Yogesh.
Thank you. Thank
Um,
you. It has been pleasure here, and awareness is the key. Keep yourself
yes,
always aware about cybersecurity.
absolutely. Thank you so much, and have a great evening.
Uh, oh, yeah. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.